Welcome, everyone. Welcome to purplelunarose, tarot, and astrology. Tonight, I'm going to be reading for all 12 signs. We are looking at the week of June 28th through July 4th. Your biggest cosmic influence is going to be the Capricorn full moon, Mercury retrograde, all in the same day. And then, of course, the big cosmic boom on July 4th. Guys, we talked all about the astrology on Tuesday night. So if you guys missed that, you can find that video over on my YouTube channel. Please remember, we are multi-streaming. So tonight, I am live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. And then, of course, if you want more behind the scenes, you can watch me over on TikTok. I did have some technical difficulties getting started. Welcome, everyone. I see everybody coming in. And it's that time, guys. Mercury is in the microwave. It is that time for all those delays, miscommunications, technical glitches, all of that kind of stuff is happening right now. I don't have my lights on. I just noticed, you know what? We're going to leave it like that because I don't know. I like not having to melt under the big bright light. Lisa T, welcome. All right, guys. So again, multi-streaming. We are everywhere. Vanessa is joining us over on Facebook. Welcome, welcome. Guys, this is a makeup from yesterday. I had to push it back, reschedule. So I'm going to do all 12 signs. I am going to break them down. I'm going to do the reading a little bit different. So if you guys have been following me for any amount of time, the spread is going to look a little different tonight. So we're going to check that out. I will do timestamps. I was really struggling back and forth whether I wanted to do the timestamps or not. I honestly believe, guys, that you should listen to all 12 signs, and then you should correlate that energy or that reading or that guidance with the energy in your chart under that sign, right? So you're much more than just your sun, moon, or rising, okay? You have all 12 pieces of the pie. Even if you have no planets in that house, you still have that energy in your life, right? Somewhere in there. So break down all 12 of them and use all 12 of them, right? Sherry coming in on YouTube. Welcome, ladies. Okay, I don't have my timesheet wrote out. Sweet. Thank you so much. You want to go jump over on TikTok for me and let me know how it sounds over there? So today, guys, if you want to see cards, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. If you want to see my, everybody says it's a pretty face. I'm getting old, y'all. No makeup. It's totally like for real behind the scenes over on TikTok. So if you want to check that out, that's where you can do that. Guys, the links to all the stuff is always on my YouTube videos in the description box. All right, let's write out our list because I don't have it ready, so forgive me. Again, a little bit of a makeup from yesterday, and then I'm still behind. But we're going to talk about the energy as I'm writing out the timesheet because I feel like the energy is really significant. It's a combustible energy, you know what I mean? Like everybody is catching fire, so to speak. And it's just happening everywhere, like all the way around. So stay hydrated, guys. I made cucumber water right before the live, so I'm super excited. It tastes absolutely delicious. Of course, sister's right. You're supposed to let it sit and like marinate or whatever she said, infuse, you know what I mean? And then it gets better, but it's great the moment you make it. The heat is on. I mean, unless you're Vanessa on Facebook joining us from New Zealand, the heat, the pressure is on. Tell me, what is it like a cold pressure cooker for you, Vanessa? Because I know you're in the winter time. So let me know, like, what's it like? What's the energy like over there for you? Does it still feel like super intense like it does here? Guys, we have the Capricorn full moon. Thank you, Sherry. We have the Capricorn full moon coming in on the 29th at the very end of this month, June. July is going to come in with a banger. That July 4th astrology. Okay, I want to mention something really quick before I keep going. You know how I said that July 4th was the reason that all those astrologers were talking about July's astrology so early because it is such a big bang, right? I want to kind of correct myself there. And Spirit helped me a little bit after that live was over. There's actually 3 big dates in July. That's why the astrologers are like, oh my God, July is crazy. The astrology in July is really intense, really combustible, yada, yada. But there's three different dates. So I want to talk about those real quick before we get started. There is the July 4th, right? July 4th, there is some very intricate aspects that are happening with the planets that could cause a very combustible type of energy, right? And then right around the middle of July, I want to say, ooh, I had it. Oh, help me out, Spirit. July 12th, we have the basket that everybody keeps talking about. It's a very unique, rare, significant, again, more combustible energy happening. So right around the middle of July. And then at the end of July, which is July 29th, directly 1 month after this Capricorn new moon, we have full moon, we have the Aquarius full moon. And guys, if we think that these full moons are gaining more power and gaining more power and getting more intense and more intense, they are, right? Um, Remember that all of this started, like people didn't start paying attention to astrology until Pluto moved into Aquarius. And then all of a sudden everybody was like, oh my God, I need to know about, astrology. I need to know what's going on. Why is everybody talking about Pluto and Aquarius? This Aquarius full moon at the end of July 29th, will literally explain to everyone why Pluto moving into Aquarius was so significant. So keep that in mind. So 3 big days in the month of July. That is why all the astrologers are like, oh my God, astrology in July is crazy. Starleva, welcome. Jenna, welcome. Welcome, ladies. All right. So I just wanted to correct myself about that situation. So you have July 4th, big boom. You have July 12th, big boom. You have July 29th, big boom, right? All right, let's get started. And guys, the way I break these down, so this is my spiritual awakening, right? That's why I'm hanging out here with you guys. I had a spiritual awakening and I'm sharing my awakening with you guys. The way I break these down are for my birth chart. So I have more fire sign energy in my chart than I do water signs, earth, or air. So I start with the fire signs. Then next I have more water energy, like I'm a Cancer rising. So then I move over to the water signs, yada, 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 right? So remember, use all 12 readings to correlate with all 12 houses, all 12 sections in your birth chart. All right, so Aries is always first. I have Aries Sun, Mercury, Mars. Y'all, Mars and Gemini together right now. Chrissy joining us on YouTube. Welcome. Mars and Gemini together right now. That's what's causing the like combustible energy. Think about it. Mars is fire, like a flamethrower, and Uranus is like big, heavyweight planet that's like lightning bolt type of energy. You know what I mean? So it's like electricity and fire, and oh my goodness, there's a lot going on. All right, so Aries, Leo will be next. Sagittarius after that. I have Sagittarius moon. I used to think that I had a Capricorn moon. I knew it was on the cusp, you know what I mean? But when I finally got the time to my birth chart, guys, the time to your birth chart is important. But when I got the time, it moved just enough to kick it into the later degrees of Sagittarius. All right, so that's the fire signs. Water signs is Cancer, Scorpio, the famous Scorpios, right? And Pisces. So I really don't have a lot of Pisces. Pisces is my 9th house, but it is a very important house in your chart. Your 9th house is like how you ascend, like how you awaken, how you get to source. It's like the house that travels and takes you to God, right? So not a lot of Pisces and not a lot of Scorpio either. Scorpio is my 5th house, which is like children, romance, joy, that type of thing. And then, of course, Cancer rising. We have a lot of Cancer risings that follow PLR. I think that's really interesting. We also have a lot of Scorpios and Scorpio risings that follow PLR. And I think that's really interesting as well, because those two are the two strong players in my awakening, right? All right, so then we're going to do the earth signs, which are Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. So Taurus is my 11th house. It's like all my friends, community, that type of energy. Virgo is my 3rd house. So it's how I think, speak, all that stuff. And I just want to say Virgo is a very interesting sign. Somebody commented on one of my YouTube shorts from a long time ago where I made like the top 10 signs that are like the most dangerous. Virgo was on that list. And somebody commented and was like, well, why is Virgo dangerous? Y'all, Virgo, Sandra, welcome. Virgo is, if you go study, okay, I used to be really big in like murder mysteries and that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? A lot of us were before spiritual awakening, right? And then after spiritual awakening, God's like, yeah, no. But anyway, so a lot of serial killers. If you study serial killers, you're going to know this is true. Ready? A lot of like the statistics say that most serial killers are not Scorpios, right? You would think that they're Scorpios, like the house of death or whatever. No, no, no. They're Virgos. They're Virgos. Virgos are overthinkers. They get lost in their mind and their thoughts. You know what I'm trying to say? So that's a very dangerous, dangerous sign. And that's my third house. So it's like I overthink everything. It's a rough world over here. Um, and then we have Capricorn, and Capricorn is my seventh house. So seventh house is relationships, like how romance, not just romantic relationships, but also like business partners, friends, that type of energy. Having Capricorn in my seventh house is also pretty challenging because Capricorn itself is a really challenging sign. So for it to be in relationship house, it's like, right? All right. And then last, we're going to close out with the air signs, Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. Aquarius right now is the hot topic because of Pluto in Aquarius. But really, unless you really study astrology really well or you understand it really well, like Sherry does. Sherry, do you know why you understand astrology so well? You understand it so well because you have a Cancer rising. That's why. So if you're also a Cancer rising, then astrology probably comes like really easy for you. All right, let's see. On the table, I have my cucumbers because this is my snack. I'm really, what's the word? Sage fright. I have sage fright. So like I've always, people think that I do this live streaming YouTube and TikTok stuff because I want to, but they don't realize that it's just because I had a spiritual awakening and this is just part of my journey. You know what I mean? But Spirit keeps making me put my face out there. And I can't, like, I used to wear a lot of makeup, you know what I mean? To like cover myself. I used to call it like my armor, you know what I mean? But Spirit is making me be like really vulnerable and just like, I don't know, authentic, I guess is the fucking, the dang, I don't know why I just cuss, but like the word, right? So one thing that I've started doing for myself is if I have to put my face on the camera, and I don't get to like use all the filters and wear my fancy makeup, then I'm just gonna eat because that's like the work, you know what I mean? Like I'm snacking, I'm gonna have my cucumbers tonight while I'm reading. And it's like, you know how like, I don't know, if you're a woman or a girl, I feel like you would understand. We don't like to be watched when we're eating. You know what I'm saying? Like it's weird. And it's like, like I think the most uncomfortable, whatever. So I've been snacking and eating on my TikTok lives to help me like get over the stage fright or the fear. You know what I mean? So cucumbers are a really good snack. Oh, thank you, Sherry. Thank you for the rose. Um, so I got paid from TikTok. We usually get paid on Wednesdays, but they just changed it, and I guess now we're getting paid on Mondays. But I just got paid, and guys, we're still growing. So I'm not making the hundies just yet, but it's getting up there. And um I I recycled it. Like when I got my TikTok money, I just like cashed it out into my coins, and then I hit that live button at the top, and I just went through all the people that were like doing lives, and I just gifted last week's paycheck out. I don't know. I just wanted to. I'm so grateful for you guys sending all those gifts and doing all that stuff. Like it's life changing. I don't know how to explain that. So I just wanted to share, you know what I mean? Like I just wanted to give it back. So I just recycled it and like went in. It was so much fun. I went into all these lives of people I follow and just sent like these massive gifts that I don't normally get to send. You know what I'm saying? It was so cool. Okay, I'm gonna stop talking. I promise. We're gonna get to the Aries. Vanessa's like fire signs, please. I'm so sorry. Have you guys ever had cucumber water? I actually never heard of cucumber water. I just poured it into like one of my water bottles, you know, because I drink so much freaking water. But I actually never heard of cucumber water until I was working at the marina, and we had this cook in the restaurant, and I was like melting, you know, one summer, and he brought it out and he's like, have you ever had this? And I was like, no. Lemons and cucumber and water. That's it, y'all. Oh my gosh. Life changing. Okay, let's timestamp. I talked so much. Oh my goodness, I did. 1540. Ooh. For Aries. Okay, I'm doing it a little bit different. Tonight, same spread that I've always used. Y'all, Spirit helped me make this spread. I didn't just like one day go, oh, I'm so smart. Here you go. So the way the spread works is we look at the energy for the week. We look at the challenge or obstacle for the week. And then we look at lesson learned to help us with the challenge or obstacle, and then we look at the potential outcome. I normally pull clarifiers out because I'm always trying to convince everybody that I'm telling the truth. So I'm like, I'll pull the cards out and then I'll pull extra cards to show that what I just said is factual. You know what I mean? Like, that's what clarifiers are. I'm done with that crap. I've been here 5 years. This is again my awakening. So I think I'm just done with the clarifiers. So what I'm going to do tonight is I'm going to pull a card for each position, and then I'm going to pull a freaking guidance card for each position, because I feel like that's actually what we need. You know what I mean? Like, I don't need to clarify that I was correct about the meaning of this card. You guys have been telling you and teaching you how to read tarot since I started. I don't need to do that anymore, right? So tonight, for each position, we get a guidance card, and then we'll close it out with another guidance card. Everybody understand? Sean, welcome. All right, here we go. It looks exciting tonight over there on TikTok. Okay, regular, rider, weight. It's the cards that everybody knows. Oh, I got to talk about one more thing. Oh, Lord. Lord. How do I? Damn, I already timestamped. I was supposed to talk about the freaking Alex Reads Tarot. Have mercy. Dang, I should have hashtagged that. Maybe we would have caught the algorithm. You know what I mean? I know you guys have probably already heard. There's like, I don't know, some big tarot reader had like millions of followers. It's funny, I'm looking at this sign that says have faith in what will be. Her faith changed, okay? And I feel like we're going to see a lot of that happen in this combustible time, and it's causing a lot of people to be in an uproar about tarot. I'm really sick of that. Tarot is a tool. It's a tool. It's a tool like the alphabet is a tool. You see what I'm trying to say? Like, we use the alphabet to make words and be able to communicate. You see what I'm trying to say? Tarot is a tool that we use to make words to be able to communicate, right? And then people are like, well, who are you communicating with? Well, that's up to you. That's up to you. Like, and people are like, well, you're communicating with like the devil or something bad. Well, one, if you think that you're communicating with the devil, then you're not very knowledgeable already, right? So you need to do some more learning already. But two, like, if you're communicating with something that's not helping you, I mean, you know this. You're not dumb. You know that something may not be helping, you know, whatever. That's most likely your ego, just for one. I'm just not big into all that big scary, oh, I'm, you know, haunted or there's demons or whatever. Like, I'm just not into that shit. I don't know. I've had my awakening and I've met God. Like, that's it. The only big demon, devil, monster was me. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, I had to heal me. Like, there was no other big scary thing out there that like they make this big shit about, right? So right now, the reason that we're going to see a lot of this happening is because people are losing their shit cookies, right? Like it's just a very combustible time. Pluto in Aquarius is a deconstruction of the BS that we have built, you know what I'm trying to say, on the BS foundation. So it's deconstructing, it's breaking all of that down. You're going to see a lot of people freak out. You know what I'm saying? You're going to see a lot of people be like, oh my God, I went the wrong way, or I'm on the wrong route, or whatever. I do feel that if you have an awakening and you come out to like YouTube or TikTok or whatever, and you decide that you're going to help people and you're going to share your awakening with people, I do feel that you have some responsibility, whether you have one follower or a million followers, you do have some responsibility to like walk the talk. You know what I'm trying to say? Like to do what Spirit has asked you to do. And I think that people that, like, I could never just go back. I don't think that if you've had a real awakening, you could. And so I think that people that are like, oh, well, I'm going back to this belief system, I think that they probably never were awake to begin with. Does that make sense? So that's what I think happened there. So I don't know why that's coming out, and it came out for Aries. So it could be possible that there's some type of like imposter syndrome or something like this coming out for Aries. We're about to find out. Excuse me. All right, I'm using just regular old Rider-Waite. Woohoo! Flying right out. Six of Wands, there's a victory. Ooh, can you see it? Ooh, it's going to be me. Oh, I'm using that funny background. Isn't that cute, though? Okay, so Six of Wands, victory. And it's a noticeable victory. It says that you get noticed. People notice you. People come to, like, cheer you on, applaud. You've accomplished something that's celebratory, that type of energy. Oh, yes, I probably should have. It's okay. All right, King of Wands comes out for your challenge or obstacle. So having courage to stand up and do something, because kings take action. So you have to passionate action with King of Wands, right? So it's like having courage to be able to, Jason, welcome, to be able to take some type of passionate action. And with Aries, it does seem a little, I don't know, maybe it's because Jason just came in. But it all of a sudden the energy got a little steamy. You know what I'm trying to say? Like a little passionate. All right, Nine of Cups comes out. So Nine of Cups is lesson learned to help you with a challenge or obstacle. So what are your wishes? Like, what do you actually want? And then there's something about like, it's almost like you're ignoring what you actually want, Aries, or you're wishing for something that you already have. All right, and then we have the Eight of Pentacles coming out. That's going to be your potential outcome. So Six of Wands, you have some type of victory this week. I think you get noticed. People notice you, right? King of Wands says you're going to have to get some courage, which is really interesting because I was talking about the stage fright right before, you know, we started Aries reading. And then Nine of Cups is like you're getting something you want, but the energy says that it's actually already here and maybe you're not seeing it. So there's something about that. And then we have the Eight of Pentacles. All right, so now I'm going to go back to a different set of Rider-Waite, same cards. We'll see if we get any like doubles or duplicates. And I'm going to look at that Six of Wands. So a victory is coming this week, Aries. So Spirit wants you to know that you're going to get noticed. You get some type of victory. So what is the guidance from Spirit with that energy? Knight of Swords. Knight of Swords is like break free, freedom, liberation, clarity, understanding. But you could break free from some type of old belief system. I think it's just that you thought you wouldn't get noticed. All right, King of Wands says you're going to have to be courageous, which again, interesting because I was picking up that energy, Aries, right before I started the live. That was like something is very passionate. You're really like something you really, really want. Again, Six of Wands. Look, we have two. See, this is why I love this stuff. Look at that. Two different sets. Oh, thank you, sister. Two different cards, same card, two different sets, right? So if you want this victory, which is coming, Aries, for the week, then you're going to have to break free of the fear and gain the courage, stop doing that, that you need to be able to get that victory. All right. Let's look at the Nine of Cups. Nine of Cups, this is what you already know. I think this could be happening right now. Okay, so sometimes when we get to this part of the spread, this could be a spot like a something. Okay, it's supposed to be lesson that you're learning to help you with a challenge or obstacle, but it definitely could be something that like you're learning right now when there's like big astrological, like cosmic influences, like for example, the Capricorn full moon or Mercury retrograde. So very possible that something that's like you divinely, like you've been praying for, wishing for, something like that. It could be something that happens like right now. I'm burping a lot. It's usually it's usually confirmation. Look at the World card coming out. So like you've wrapped something up, you've completed something, you've been very successful in something. You can finally move forward from something. All right. And I think it has something to do with your work because the outcome was the Eight of Pentacles. And then we have Page of Cups. So Page of Cups is like a very new beginning, a new offer, a new stance of some sort, like a new position is almost what I'm getting, like some type of new position. All right, Aries, here comes the spiritual guidance. I'm going to start with the Moonology. Guys, we've been using Moonology since day one at PLR. If you want to take a closer look at the Moonology Oracle, you can do so over on my TikTok shop. All right, Aries, we have a new start is coming. I definitely feel that. And then I'm going to pull a Moonlit Legends. I know we see a lot of fire and water, but I'm picking up Capricorn, especially with the World card. You could be dealing with a Capricorn, or you might want to look at that area of your chart. All right. We also have, look, full moon in Capricorn. Do you see that? I love it when it's on camera. Yay. All right, full moon in Capricorn. Spirit loves me, y'all. Like I'm not joking. I mean, Spirit's had my back ever since Spirit said go read tarot on YouTube, and I was like, okay. Totally has had my back every time. All right, full moon in Capricorn. Guys, this is the full moon. This is the one that is coming on the 29th. It says acknowledge your achievements, which is what Six of Wands is. And Aries, you got Six of Wands twice. I just want to point out. So achievements. Acknowledge your achievements and uphold your responsibilities. Ooh, see, that's why we had to talk about the Alex Reed's Tarot for Aries. Uphold your responsibilities, achievements, structure, and responsibility. All right, I'm going to leave it right there. I hope that was helpful. Let's clean up a little bit. And we're going to move on to Leo. Leo is my second house. Where is Leo for you guys? Leo has a lot going on because of Jupiter in Leo. A lot, there's a lot, the nodes moving into Leo. So like if you have strong Leo placements, sun, moon, rising, you're probably experiencing some pretty heavy like big changes at this time. You're either buckling down into like full commitment, Leo, or you're completely like letting it go and moving to a different area, new job, new relationship, something like that. I got a sound notification over on YouTube. Is everything okay over there? Can you hear me? I'm hoping you can't hear me munching on my cucumber. Let me know, ladies, before we get started with Leo. How's the sound? Ooh, it just went away. See, that's Mercury retrograde. You see that? And my mouse has stopped working. Mercury retrograde. I always tell people it's because Mercury is in the microwave. Okay. Now I got it on Facebook. I'm going to leave it. Have mercy. Thank you, Chrissy. I think it's just glitching. I normally will sit here and start changing all the mics out, but I'm not doing it. It'll be fine. All right, let's get started. Leo energy. So look on your birth chart, y'all. Where is y'all? Look, where is Leo for you? So I got a new job, right? And I've moved to a new state, right? And I'm in Illinois now. So there's not a lot of like Southern fried where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm at work and people are like, where do you get that accent? Did you come from Kentucky? And I have to be like, yes, I did. And I was down there so long, y'all, that, yeah, see, like it just come. There's nothing I can do about it now. I am listening to music tonight. We won't monetize tonight's live. I definitely was struggling just to get it done. So I did all the things that made me comfortable. I turned the lights off. I put the music on. Yeah, like I had to be able to do the things. Vanessa says, no, Leo, I shine bright enough. Absolutely. But what house is Leo for you? It's on there somewhere. And I can't look it up because my phone has my face on it on TikTok. I have Jupiter right on the cusp of my first house and second house. 7th house, and it's empty. Okay, so you know how people say if you have an empty house, then that means you don't have to worry about that house? I disagree with that. Do you feel that all your relationships have been super easy, Vanessa? 7th house is relationships. In your lifetime, do you feel like you've had challenges with your relationships, or do you feel like all your relationships have been super easy? I'm going to guess and say that you've had challenges. My 7th house is empty too. I'm not happily married. I've had some severe relationships. I think that when your house is empty, it means that you actually need more help in that area. All right, let's get started. Leo. Ooh, I seen 3313, but I missed it because it was so fast. Let's do 3320. All right, Leo. So I'm looking at the week of June 28th through July 4th. All right, so the first thing we're going to look at is what is the energy coming in for Leo June 13th through July 4th. Vanessa says challenging to say the least. Absolutely. But we're getting better, right? We're getting better. All right. Ooh, we have the 8 of Swords coming out. Leo, this is self-restriction. This is you holding yourself back. A lot of times when we see 8 of Swords, people think, oh, someone's holding me back, or someone is doing something to me to keep me locked up in a prison, whatever. And it's not. It's just you. Just you. All right, Leo, let's look at challenge or obstacle. With this energy, we have Queen of Swords. This could have something to do with you not standing up for yourself, Leo. Maybe you're not speaking your truth. Your boundaries. This is about healthy boundaries. You're, you want to have healthy boundaries, but you don't have the courage behind you to enforce them, which is super interesting because you're the Leo, you're the lion. Why don't you have the courage to enforce your boundaries? All right, let's look at lesson learned to help you with that challenge or obstacle. We have the Four of Pentacles coming out. Four of Pentacles says that you have something you need to let go of. You're holding too tightly on to something. Most likely that's going to be a belief system. It's the belief system that you can't do something or you can't have something. That's kind of what I'm picking up there. All right, let's get your potential outcome out. We have the Hierophant. Spirit has to step in. It's like, ooh. All right, bottom of the deck, we have Eight of Wands. There's something going to happen like really quickly. Something changes really quickly. All right, let's pull some guidance out for all of this. Let's look at that Eight of Swords first. So Eight of Swords says that you are struggling to, please don't mess up. To break free from something. You're holding yourself back in some way. Sorry, I had to adjust all the wires, cables, wires, lights. Oh my goodness. I remember when I first started PLR, I started with a phone and a tablet and some books to hold the phone up so it would, you know, like shine on the card so the camera would catch the readings. Now we have 3 cameras, a laptop, a tablet, a phone. What is happening? All right, here we go. Leo. Knight of Wands comes out. Reckless energy. Again, lack of courage. Knights are messengers. They travel to unknown lands. They have to have courage to discuss whatever their element is. The Knight of Wands is fire. So there's a fire in you. There's a passion in you. There's something in you. And you're telling yourself, no, I can't have that. I have to stay here. Queen of Swords, healthy boundaries, standing up for yourself. This could have something to do with a work situation or a money situation because the Eight of Pentacles came out. So Spirit's like, you need to focus on your boundaries. You need to put more dedication into upholding your boundaries. Eight of Pentacles says you need to let something go. Spirit says you're going to get help. So you're not letting go of something because you think there's not going to be more of it, or you are like, this is all I have, so I have to hold on to this thing. And again, that could just be a belief system. It doesn't have to be like a physical thing, but I think it may be a physical thing. It may even be money. And Spirit's like, hey, I've been helping you all this time and I'm going to continue to help you. The Hierophant as your outcome says like Spirit has to, the Hierophant is Spirit. So it's like Spirit has to step in for some reason. And we have Two of Wands. So right now, Leo, I think this is a financial situation. I think you feel really constricted. Again, I'm second house, assets, money, right? Leo. So it makes sense to me. You feel really constricted at this time, like you can't do something because you feel like you don't have enough of something, but you need to open yourself up in some way. I think the constriction could be like, maybe it's not about having healthy boundaries. Maybe you're like closing yourself off, right? Like your walls. So the Queen of Swords is known for like having high walls. You really have to climb high to reach the Queen of Swords. So it's like she's known for like protecting herself. So in your challenges or obstacles, this could be that you're in a work situation. You could be like too closed off. So you're going to have to let something go. The belief system that you have to do something on your own. And then at the end of the week, you have like a very important decision to make. And it may have something to do with traveling. It may have something to do with traveling. It's really interesting because I've been trying to get my my TikTok, or no, I'm sorry, my YouTube channel like back on track. My analytics have not been so hot over on the YouTube ever since I took this last break. YouTube doesn't like for creators to take breaks. And so I've been trying to get the numbers to come back up, and they have a thing like a YouTube manager where they'll help you and tell you like what you need to do or like what's struggling or what's lacking in your channel or whatever. And my YouTube manager keeps telling me that I'm not consistent enough, that I haven't been consistent in my 5 years, and that's why I struggle so much, yada yada. Right now we're live streaming 2 times a week, but like shit happens, you know what I'm saying? Like yesterday, and it's like I have to reschedule. There's nothing I can do about this. You know what I mean? It's just life. It's not like the sun's falling out of the sky or anything, but it's like, you know, things happen. I'm not going to make it back in time. I have to do this. I have to be there. You know what I mean? Like I'm needed elsewhere, whatever. So it's like, you know, life happens. So it's hard to say, like there's something here about consistency. Like you're going to have to make a choice. You're going to have to choose something that's going to help you be more stable and more consistent. I want to take a trip, and I'm having to plan this trip out. And it's like I wanted to take it 4 days ago, but spirit won't let me. Like I can't go yet because I need to consistently work on my stuff. You know what I mean? So it's like I have to wait until I get to like a break point, and then I'll be able to take my trip. So yeah, it's like a whole thing. It's like you have you're waiting for spirit to be able to help you do something. Spirit's going to help you do something, but it's like you want it in your time, and spirit's like, I need you to be patient and wait for when I give you the best time, right? All right, Leo, let's pull some guidance from Moonology. Flipped right over. The answers you need are coming. Full moon and Gemini. On the bottom, look at the bigger picture. Full moon in Sagittarius. Let's pull one more from the Moonlit Legends. Two of them came out. Let's read both of them. We have full moon eclipse, the Aquarius moon. Remember I said that full moon in Aquarius is going to be like the bomb diggity. I don't know why I said that, but I feel like we're going to remember that. But anyway, that Aquarius full moon is an eclipse. It's eclipse season. So I was like, woohoo, it's going to get fierce. All right. An intense moment of illumination and release, shedding light on what must be transformed to embrace your higher self. Transformation, illumination, and letting go. Remember, you got the Four of Pentacles, which I said was you're going to have to let go of something. And the Thunder Moon. The Thunder Moon awakens intense energy within, calling forth powerful forces that drive transformation and bold change. Power, awakening, and transformation. That's your reading, Leo. I hope that was helpful. Please make sure to give me the heart or the like if those messages pulled at your heartstrings. All right, I'm going to clean up Leo reading, and then we're going to jump to Sagittarius. My moon sign, Sagittarius. Sister is helping me over on TikTok, Living in Fantasy Worlds. She's a Sagittarius rising. Where is Sagittarius for you? Let me know in the chat. Let me know. Drop it in the chat. Guys, I can see you everywhere. I can see you over on Twitch. I can see you over on Facebook. I can see you over on TikTok. I can see you on YouTube. I love it. '11th house Sag. 6th house. I'm 6th house. Yeah, this Mercury retrograde is going to be fun. I can already tell. Sherry says, look at you doing it. Yeah. And eating. Guys, we're live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. If you want to see the cards, if you want to see more behind the scenes, Rosa with no makeup eating cucumbers, join me over on our TikTok. Guys, all the links are in the description box of my YouTube videos. Yes, I'm fixing to read for Sagittarius. Thank you. All right, let's timestamp. Ooh, 44:48 because I've seen it. Sagittarius, the fours could be significant. This is the week of June 28th through July 4th. So July 4th could be significant. I know that we're going to see fireworks on the 4th because that's what we do, especially here in the US. This is America's 250th birthday. This is the whole reason of Pluto in Aquarius, right? But I think that it's like we're going to see fireworks in a lot of different areas of our life on the 4th of July. And maybe specifically for Sagittarius, right? All right, starting out with some basic Rider Waite. Let's look at energy of the week. It comes out right away. It's your card. Look at that. Sagittarius, Temperance energy. Spirit loves me today. Thank you, Spirit. Okay, so Temperance is healing. It's balancing out, but it's committed. So look on the Temperance card, Sagittarius. It's the Sagittarius card. And you'll see that her foot is like one foot is in the water and one foot is out. When you see that, that is commitment. How committed are you to something? Are you fully committed to something? So that's your energy for the week. All right. Let's pull challenge or obstacle. We have 7 of Swords. That's a nasty card. Ooh, that's a nasty card. Especially in your challenges or obstacles. Okay, so there's no bad card in tarot, okay? 7 of Swords is a card that could talk about leveling up, scaling up. But unfortunately, most of the time when you see the 7 of Swords, it's a card of deceit. It's a card of someone keeping secrets from you, Sagittarius. Someone holding something back from you, not letting you see something, not telling you something, not showing you something, especially when it's in your challenges or obstacles. All right, let's look at lesson learned to help you with that challenge or obstacle for Sagittarius. We have the 9 of Wands. 9 of Wands is perseverance. Don't quit. Don't quit. This is definitely, I made a short. Was it today? I think it was today. I made a shorts. Okay, so many of you that are close to me and have been following me, know that I was awakened in a very special way, right? By a very special person. And when I do my readings, I tend to say that the King of Cups is like my clue card for divine masculine. You know what I mean? And when we've had this type of awakening, we tend to have counterpart energies. In other words, just a person that woke you up. And a King of Cups is someone who's like a counselor, a mentor, a therapist. It's someone who's really in control of their emotions. I recently added coach because counterpart energy is a coach. And now a very successful and valuable coach. So, you know, congratulations. But right now, perseverance is key. Right now, the shorts I made, I think I called it keep pushing or keep going because that was something that he would say to me like all the time. And it's encouragement, right? It's motivation. It's that type of energy. So lesson learned for Sagittarius is that motivation that you've been doing this for a long time. You can't throw in the towel now. There's no quit with this 9 of Wands. That's literally what it means. There's no quit. You must keep going. All right, let's do potential outcome for Sagittarius. King of Cups. Look how Spirit loves me today. Page of Cups on the bottom. Page of Cups is actually an apology, but it's a slippery situation. Things are not as like clear as they could be, right? All right, let's clarify a little bit. You could be getting your emotions in check this week so that you can stand up to some type of deceit. All right, let's start with the Temperance card. Let's get some guidance here. We have 2 of Swords. you have to choose. You have to decide. Do you want to balance this out? Are you fully committed to healing this situation? Or do you just want to, I don't know, go a different way, ignore something, not look at it, something like that? Okay. With the Seven of Swords, it's in your challenges or obstacles, Sagittarius. We have the Emperor, that's Aries energy. You could be dealing with an Aries. You could be dealing with someone who wants to be in charge. I think Spirit's telling you that you need to take charge, because these are no longer clarifiers. These are guidance cards to that position. And you got the Emperor on top of Seven of Swords. So someone is lying or deceiving you, and you need to take charge of that situation. All right. Nine of Wands is don't quit now, perseverance. We have the Death card. Ooh, Sagittarius. You have the Emperor, Aries, the Death card, Scorpio, and my King of Cups. I mean, I'm just blown away here. Okay, but it's a tough reading for Sagittarius. You're going to have to bring something to a closure. Death is death and transformation. Okay, so first, I want to say that I'm not telling anyone to quit their job. I'm not telling anyone to leave their spouse. I'm not telling anyone to, move to Tahiti. I'm not telling anyone to quit or leave anything. When the Death card shows up, it is an ending and a rebirth. So some old way of doing something stops and a new way starts. So that could mean that, like, let's say we're talking about a relationship, and it's falling on top of the Nine of Wands, which is perseverance. Don't give up now. It just means that, like, let's say in a relationship, you were doing something one way, and I don't know, maybe it worked for a while, and it's like now it's not working anymore. So now you're going to do it a different way. All right. And for some of you, I mean, that could mean a complete ending, but I think for most of you, it just means we're not quitting now. We're just going to do this a different way. King of Cups, again, you're going to be calm. You're going to be in control of your emotions. You're not going to let your emotions control your actions. We have the Hermit. This is a tough reading for Sagittarius. And look at the major arcana. You got four, half of the cards are major arcanas. When you have a major arcana, it means, okay, minor arcanas are like the King of Cups. We can be King of Cups. We can control our emotions and stay calm. The Hermit is spirit. This is spirituality. So the major arcanas are spiritual and divine energy. Does that make sense? Divine, faded energy. That's a better word. Faded energy. Minor arcanas are energy of things that we have action, we have control of, we can do. Like Two of Swords, we can be stuck or we could choose to go a certain way, right? Major arcanas, spirit has to step in. So this week, Spirit is stepping in so that you can see something. You see how he's got that lantern? And I think what you have to see is going to be whatever the deceit is, so that you can take control of whatever the situation is. All right, Sagittarius, let's pull. For some of you, you may think that your divine counterpart is like, you may find some secrets. You may find out something that you didn't know about your divine counterpart. All right. We have your commitment is being tested. It's first quarter moon popped out by itself. Let's do Moonlit Legends next to close it out. Aries, Scorpio, and Virgo comes out. And Sagittarius, Flower Moon, a time for growth and renewal where your ideas and plans blossom into full potential. Growth, renewal, and blossoms. That's that Death card. Death and rebirth. So whatever is like being rebirth is being renewed. Waxing gibbous moon on the bottom, a time of expansion and adjustment. The word adjustment is sticking out to me, with growing confidence propelling you towards your goals. Expansion, confidence, adjustments, and preparation. All right, I'm going to leave it right there. I hope that reading was helpful, Sagittarius. That was a little challenging for Sagittarius. Twitch. We don't need any AI viewers, but thank you. All right. Sister, any way you can pop over to Twitch and delete whoever this fool is? All right. Sister is right. Those bot things can definitely hurt your channel. We're not monetized on Twitch. It's the only one that won't monetize me. We're monetized on TikTok. We're monetized on YouTube. We're monetized on Facebook. But Twitch won't monetize me because I multi-stream. I do it all at the same time. I just keep holding on. We have a few hundred followers over there. So I just keep holding on to Twitch because I really love the environment, the vibe over there. And I'm just hoping that they'll change their rules eventually. Honestly, that's the only reason. All right, guys, it's time for the water signs. Look, Vanessa is on it. She's ready. Ow. All right, so Cancer is going to be first. Remember, I am a Cancer rising. Thank you, Sherry. I'm having to wait for something. I don't know what. Cancer, maybe you're having to wait for something. I don't know what I'm waiting for. All right, I'm going with it. Let's timestamp. Let's do, even 57 minutes. Maybe that's what I was waiting for. The number 57 could be significant, Cancer. I don't know. All right, we are looking at the week of June 28th through July 4th. So the last week of June, first week of July. Guys, next week I'll be back and we'll talk about the astrology for July. I'm also going to do our monthly twin flame reading next week as well. July is full of explosions. You know what I mean? Like, it's full of a lot of combustible energy, right? All right, here we go. Cancer energy of the week. We have that Nine of Wands, and Page of Pentacles came out with it. So you are waiting for something. You're waiting for a new beginning. That's the Page of Pentacles. Some type of new offer, new start. Spirit's asking you to wait patiently with Nine of Wands. Like, don't give up now. This card just came out for Sagittarius. All right, let's look at challenge or obstacle. Ooh, we have Knight of Swords flying out. Knight of Swords is like a breakup card. It's like a break free card. So you're struggling to break free from something or get away from something or someone. Ooh, I'm in trouble. Dang. Ooh, the facial expressions. Ooh. TikTok's making me prove I'm a person. Yay. So maybe, could you see my facial expression? All right. Okay, lesson learned to help you with challenge or obstacle, Cancer. We have the Hierophant, Spirit. Ooh, I'm getting big spankings, big spankings. All right, let's get potential outcome. Potential outcome for Cancer. We have the Wheel of Fortune, Jupiter. It's time. Okay, Two of Swords on the bottom being stuck. Okay, Cancer. There is something that you need to break free from that you know you're not supposed to be doing. But in my defense, I don't want to lose hope. And that's why I keep trying. Think about like a relationship, maybe like a toxic relationship, an unhealthy relationship. This is me. Like, I'm using myself as an example. Okay. So I had this very unhealthy relationship that lasted like 5 years. And because like it ended, it was very toxic, unhealthy. Like my sister, I'm living at my sister's, right? So it's like it's almost like, like she had to come save me and get me out of this situation type of energy, right? And I have this problem where I'll go periods of time without talking to this person, and then I talk to this person again. And every time I do it, I know I'm not supposed to be doing it. I know, like when you're awakened, when God has touched you, you know what I'm trying to say, and said, "Hey, you wake up." He's there all the time. You know, every single time, every direction, every turn you make, every choice you make. You know when you're doing something that's against, like the flow, or you know what I'm saying. And so every time I do it, I know. And every time I do it, it sets me back. You know what I mean? It like sets me back, like I'm healing, I'm working through the process, whatever. And then it's like I go and talk to the person again, and then it's like bam, sets me back, and I gotta start. I don't know. I don't say I gotta start all over, but you know what I'm saying? It definitely like hinders my healing journey. Jupiter Wheel of Fortune just says it's time. The time is now. Jupiter is moving into Leo. Is another heavyweight planet. People look at Jupiter, which is Sagittarius energy, by the way. But people look at Jupiter and they're like, oh, it's good luck and good fortune. So it's a nice planet, right? Juan Torres, welcome. But it's like, it's a good planet. So it's it's going to bring you good luck and good fortune. It's also a planet that says it's time. It's a heavyweight planet. So it's like, if you don't do what you're supposed to be doing now, it's also a karmic planet. It's like, it can smack you. You know what I'm saying? You can get a good smack from Jupiter if you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. You know what I'm trying to say? So I feel like I'm talking to a Cancer who's already went through spiritual awakening. I feel like, like Spirit's been telling you repeatedly that you need to break free from something that's holding you back, and you keep trying to like not give up, start over, new path, new journey. I feel like this week you're actually going to take the new path. I think that the new path has something to do with you needing to choose yourself. You needing to choose yourself. I mean, I know that's what it has been for me. Guys, don't forget, we're live everywhere. If you want to see a closer look at the cards, you can follow me and watch over on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. If you want more behind the scenes, you can join me over on TikTok. All right, here's the guidance. Here we go. Ready? So let's look at this. You're kind of a little bit stubborn. You're trying to like repeat something, and Spirit's trying to get you on a new path. The World card, completion. Close it out. It's time to let it go. The Knight of Swords, breakup, freedom, liberation. You're struggling to break free from something. The Hermit, let Spirit guide you through something. Also, I'm picking up Lilith, the Dark Moon. You need to stand up for yourself, and you need to implement your Lilith. So look on your chart. Where is Lilith for you? For me, Lilith is in my 10th house. This energy that I was talking about earlier, William Goad, this energy, welcome, that I was talking about earlier, this relationship, this unhealthy relationship that I was in, I'm having to use my Lilith to stand up for myself. I'm having to use my shadow self, the dark side of me, to stand up to this energy. Does that make sense? So look and see, like, where is Lilith on your chart? For me, this energy is hindering my reputation. I'm not able to walk the talk if I'm still going back to this toxic relationship, and then I'm coming out here and telling you people, hey, you're supposed to be healthy and you're supposed to release all this negativity and toxicity and yada yada, right? So there's something about that there. All right, lesson learned is the Hierophant. So it's like, Spirit's going to come in with the spankings, right? Three of Pentacles. Spirit wants you to work with Spirit. So Three of Pentacles is, let's work together. We have the same goals. We have the same plans. We want the same things. Spirit's like, work with me. I'm trying to give you that new start that you want, right? The Aquarius, the star comes out, that brand new beginning, brand new start, cleansing, purification, all the things I said. All right, Cancer. It's time to take action, flies out. It's the Aries new moon. And last one for Cancer also flies out. Last quarter moon, a time to let go of what no longer serves you, clearing away old burdens. Thank you, Spirit. God, Spirit loves me. Letting go, release, closure, and cleansing. All those words that I just got done saying. Do y'all see? Y'all see? I'm just saying. All right, Cancer. Something very unhealthy, and it's just time. It's just time. It's time. And here's the thing, that I've learned. Once you know that it's time for you to take some type of action, and you continue to ignore it and don't take that action, the spankings get harder. The spankings get harder. You know what I mean? The universe will rock your world if it has to. All right, it's time for Scorpio. Famous Scorpio. Welcome, everyone. Where is Scorpio for you? I am 5th house Scorpio. Romance. It makes sense that I would have Scorpio in my 5th house romance. Very intense romantic relationships. Also children. I have children. My, house of children is Scorpio. My children are, I believe, going to be the chain breakers, right? So I wanted to be the chain breaker of my family, right? I wanted to be the one that awakened and got away from the religious stuff and did the things. Of course, I'm 47 years old now, so I'm doing it a lot later in life. I have children that are in their 20s that are learning the things that I'm learning now. So my children will be the transformation that my family has needed. You know what I'm saying? And that's okay with me, right? Like, that's a beautiful, beautiful thing. So romance, children, joy. Joy is my house of Scorpio. That's a hard one because it's not that I'm not a happy person. I am a happy person. I'm an Aries. On the outside, I'm super happy. But on the inside, I see people's hurt. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know how to say that. I've always been this way since I can remember, since probably about 4 years old. My mom lost a child at 4 years old, and I could see her pain, her hurt from that experience. And it's like, ever since then, I have just been able to see people's darkness, the thing that they try to like hide from other people. You know what I mean? I've always seen it. And the interesting thing about me is that a lot of times there's other people that can see other people's darkness, and they run from it. People tend to run from other people's darkness. And I think because I have 5th house Scorpio, I don't run. I don't run. I will date that addict. I will marry that cheater. I will, it's like, I see people's hurt and their pain, and I see their potential of healing. You know what I mean? And so, yeah, it makes sense that I would have Scorpio 5th house. Where is Scorpio for you on your chart? And guys, if you don't have your birth chart, they're free. They're free. Like, you could get a free birth chart. Astroseek.com is like one of the best ones. And you can AI. Like, I know people say don't use AI to interpret your chart. You probably shouldn't, but it could help you learn the positions and the placements, and it could help you educate yourself. You know what I mean? All of that stuff. But of course, on my website, I do birth chart interpretation. So if you guys are looking for that, again, in the description box of all my YouTube videos, you can find that link. All right, I think that's all I'm supposed to say. Let's start. Let's do 109.29. 109.29. 29, so the nines could be significant. You could be coming to some type of like wrapping some life cycle up, getting ready to start a new life cycle. I know it makes sense for my the Scorpios that I know. All right, let's see what comes out. So remember, guys, we're looking at the week of June 28th through July 4th. So June 28th through July 4th. Let's pull out energy of the week for Scorpio, please. We have the Chariot. That's actually Cancer energy, but it's a great victory. It says the victory is already yours. You're riding in on a victory this week, Scorpio. I love that. And maybe because you did something right. Okay, so you see the links on the little like lion things on the Chariot card. The one's always white, one's always black. It represents like right and wrong, or like staying in your lane, picking your lane. Like, are you gonna do the right thing or are you gonna do the wrong thing type of energy. I think that you got some big win, Scorpio, because you chose to do the right thing. And I think that it was hard, it was challenging. Lots of burping, so lots of confirmation. But it's like it was very hard, and you may even still be in it, but it's like this is the week where you ride in on your victory. All right, let's look at challenge or obstacle for Scorpio with this energy. You could be dealing with a Cancer as well. If you're not dealing with a Cancer, I would say look on your birth chart, Scorpio. Where is Cancer for you? You have 7 of Cups. Now you have lots of choices. Now there's lots of options. Okay, these options weren't there before. So now you're struggling to figure out which one to choose. Now you're struggling to figure out, you didn't have these options before. You've done something, Scorpio. You've done something big. You've won some big victory, some big fight, some big challenge. And it was like you were always going to win. The victory was always yours. Like God was always going to give you that gold medal. But now something's changed, and as before you had no options, now you feel like you have too many options, and maybe you're not seeing your options clearly. Maybe you're not able to see your options clearly. Chrissy says F yes. Okay, Scorpio. I think that, okay, so with the 7 of Cups, it shows inside the cups, it'll show like one is a victory, one is a snake, one is roses, one is poison. So not all of your options, Scorpio, are good options. You're going to have to be very cautious. Now you have to be extra safe, extra cautious. You have to take extra caution now. All right, let's get lesson learned to help you with that challenge or obstacle for Scorpio. We have 7 of Pentacles coming out. 7 of Pentacles says be patient. No big moves. Guys, we're in Mercury retrograde. Okay, so I'm never going to say don't manifest with Mercury retrograde, because I manifest 24/7 every single day. I manifest what I want to eat every day almost. You know what I mean? So it's like all the time. It doesn't matter if Mercury is in the microwave or not. But you'll hear some people say, like, when Mercury is retrograde, it happens like 3 times a year. You don't want to be signing any big contracts around this time, or you want to be thinking things out clearly before you do. There could be some things that like fine print that you're not seeing, Scorpio, because we're in this Mercury retrograde. So you need to be patient, and you really need to be thorough. Thorough is the word that I'm getting. Like you really need to read the fine print. All right, let's look at, whoa. All right, the Devil flies out. Interesting. This is your potential outcome. You could be breaking free from some type of karmic energy. You could be dealing with a Capricorn. I think that this has, for Scorpio, this is something about the ties that bind. You could be breaking a contract. You could be, if you're starting a contract, Scorpio, you need to read the fine print. There's something you're not seeing that could bind you in some way to keep you stuck. Two of Swords. So you now have new options that you didn't have before, and you're going to have to be meticulous about the next few steps that you take. especially during this retrograde period. Guys, Mercury is retrograde throughout the month of July. It's like at the end of July, it goes back into direct mode. But remember, then you still have the shadow period for a couple of weeks. So keep that in mind as well. All right, let's look at the Chariot. Again, with the Knight of Swords. You broke free from something. You found liberation. That's how come you got this victory. Or you need to break free now. Now that God's given you the victory is now the time. That's it. Now is the time that you need to break free from something. Eight of Wands. Things are happening very, very quickly. You're going to have to be very cautious on what choices you're making, Scorpio. Some of those choices may not be like for your benefit. All right, Seven of Pentacles, like you need to be meticulous, you need to be patient, you need to read the fine print. Three of Wands, this all has something to do with the action that you're taking for your future. So Spirit's saying this is very important. This is not like, oh, just look at it and pick something or just look at it and sign it. No, no, no. This is something that's very important. It's going to change your future. It's going to change your life. It's going to change the trajectory that your path was on. The Devil card is the potential outcome. We have Four of Wands, 1111, firm foundation, financial security. But there's something that you're tying yourself to for this financial security. And I don't know what that is. Let's pull some guidance out for Scorpio and let's see what Spirit says. A lot of fire energy. You're very close to achieving your goal, the gibbous moon. On the bottom, a win-win outcome is forecast. It's full moon in Libra. I'm just saying, Three of Wands, Four of Wands, that's badass energy right there, Scorpio. You get something big. It's massive. It definitely could be money. It sets up your whole foundation from here on out, but it does tie you to something. Or, I mean, it could mean that it breaks you free from something as well. Full moon in Leo. Celebrate your achievements and express yourself, your authentic self. Celebration, pride, and authenticity. Full moon in Aries. Harness your confidence and act decisively. That's it right there. Scorpio, harness your confidence to act decisively and achieve breakthroughs. Action, confidence, and breakthroughs. All right, Scorpio, I'm going to leave it right there. I hope that reading was helpful. Congratulations on your financial freedom. All right. Guys, Pisces is next. Pisces is next. That's an amazing reading for Scorpio. A little scary with that Seven of Cups. You're going to have to be really cautious to make good choices. Read the fine print. But definitely a very like financial win for Scorpio. It's funny because I just got done talking about how Scorpio was my fifth house, joy, children, romance. I made a post one day where it was right after my divorce. I took a picture of my boys. It was right before Grandpa passed away, and we were meeting him for dinner. You're welcome, Chrissy. And we were meeting him for dinner, and I took this picture of me and my boys, and I posted on the comment. I put on there. I was like, I may not be rich in dollar bill sense, but I've been the richest person I know because I have these three amazing, badass boys that turned out to be like good, successful humans. You know what I mean? And so like that's worth more to me than any dollar bill. You know what I mean? So I think that's pretty interesting that Scorpio gets this huge windfall. and it's, for me, it's my children. Abundance isn't always money, guys. It isn't always money. And I'd much rather have healthy, successful children, you know what I mean, than money. You know what I'm saying? All right. Where are we at? Pisces. We're halfway. We're halfway, and I just realized that we're an hour and a half in. Oh my gosh, what have I been talking about? I love it too when people come to me and they're like, Rosa, do you remember when you talked about this in that reading? And I'm like, which reading? Like, no. I have to go back and watch these too. You know what I mean? Now, I'll admit I don't always. But when I don't, then I have issues. You know what I mean? So it's like when I do, then I learn the lesson. And then when the situation happens, I'm like, oh, I remember in the reading, I'm supposed to do this. You see what I mean? But a lot of it is channeled. I mean, I'm here. But if you channel, you know. Tonight we're live streaming YouTube, Facebook, Twitch. And if you want to see the cards and maybe even hear me eating cucumbers, I'm so sorry. You can do that there. And then TikTok has the, behind the scenes. I made cucumber water right before the live started. So I got a bowl of cucumbers for snack. Absolutely amazing. I probably should put them on my eyes, but TikTok has that like smoothing effect or whatever. I'm not allowed to use a filter, but I can use a smoothing effect and you can't see them dark circles under my eyes so bad. Actually, it's not true. The dark circles are starting to get better. It's because I'm sleeping. Apparently sleep is like really important. All right, guys, let's get started. Pisces. Let's do 12131 because I seen it for Pisces. So number synchronicities 1, 2, 1, 3, 1 could be significant to you, Pisces. This is going to be for the week of June 28th through July 4th. June 28th through July 4th. Pisces is my ninth house. Ninth house. All right, let's get energy of the week. We're using some regular rider weight tonight. We have a victory coming out for Pisces, a big victory, 6 of Wands. We've seen 6 of Wands a couple of times tonight. Excuse me, so sorry. Challenge or obstacle is Knight of Cups. So being courageous enough to tell somebody how you feel about something. Lesson learned to help you. We have the Hanged Man. So Hanged Man is about needing to get out of your head space and into your heart space. And then potential outcome, we have Jupiter again, Wheel of Fortune, good luck and good fortune. I think that this is more of things bending in your favor. Things bending in your favor. 10 of Swords is on the bottom. So it's like something's bending in your favor and it's helping you close out like a tough or painful chapter in your life. I was just talking to my Pisces son and he's telling me his plans of starting his own business. All right, let's get some guidance for that 6 of Wands. So you're going to get a lot of notoriety this week, Pisces. People are going to notice you. It's a big achievement. We have 8 of Cups. 8 of Cups says that you need to go forward now. You've done everything that you need to do in this area of your life, and now it's time to go on with your journey in a new direction. Knight of Cups is your challenge or obstacles. It says that you're struggling to tell someone how you feel about that. Page of Wands says it's okay. You don't have to like jump in and tell everybody the whole story. You can take baby steps. The Hanged Man, maybe you're trying to manifest something. I think that you're overthinking something and you need to move from the head space to the heart space. We have the 6 of Pentacles coming out. So 6 of Pentacles is like, you're going to get help. It's going to help you balance things out. I feel like Spirit's going to help you get out of your head space. Spirit could help you with something that like helps you stop the obsessive thinking. Most likely what happens is something bends in your favor. Something finally works out for you and you're like, oh, Spirit's here. I'm not on my own. I don't have to do this by myself. And I just got done saying that my son is talking about creating his own business and the Queen of Pentacles comes out. Queen of Pentacles is learning to become your own resource. So for Pisces, this definitely could be like learning how to make your own money, right? I think you could be walking away from an old belief system, and walking towards like powerful achievement through manifestation. All right, let's pull some guidance for Pisces, Moonology Oracle. Oh, my absolute favorite card, the Blue Moon, believe in the impossible, magical times for Pisces. All right, let's pull one more from Moonlit Legends. We'll close it out. Pisces reading, new moon eclipse, a time of deep change, introspection, marking the start of a powerful new cycle. Major shifts, introspections, and new beginnings. All right, I'm going to leave it right there, Pisces. I hope that reading was helpful. Guys, make sure to send those hearts, tap the like button for me, all of those good things. And we're fixing to move to the earth signs. The earth signs. So Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Dang, sister, it's going to be a good paycheck over on the TikTok. I should be doing it like this every time. Have mercy. All right, Taurus. 126.11, because I seen it. The ones could be significant. I feel like everybody is seeing a lot of ones. I think it's because we're starting a new cycle. We've closed out a 7-year karmic cycle. Pluto being directly across from the U.S. July 4th is going to be significant. All right, Taurus, here we go. Energy of the week. Knight of Pentacles comes out. Knight of Pentacles says that it's time to get started with something. Challenge or obstacle. We have the Lovers. That's going to be your biggest challenge or obstacle. This is something to do with choosing yourself. There could be some relationship issues for you, Taurus. We have the Moon here. The Moon is about your emotions and your feelings. This is lesson learned. So it's like, you know that your emotions and your feelings could be causing some disruption in your relationships. And then potential outcome, we have 8 of Cups. 8 of Cups does say that you need to go forward into your future. You need to leave something behind. It could just be like emotions, disrupted emotions, deregulated emotions could need to be left behind. But for some of you, you could actually be traveling or leaving or going somewhere. King of Pentacles is on the bottom. This is about taking responsibility. All right, Taurus. Let's see what you're walking away from. All right, Knight of Pentacles, something has been slow moving, slow coming, that type of energy. The Hermit, more slow. You could be in dark night of the soul. You could be experiencing some dark night of the soul. This could be part of your spiritual awakening. Maybe you feel like you've just been sad for too long and you want to walk away from that. The Lovers is about you choosing yourself. The High Priestess comes out. That's 2 major arcanas on top of one another. That says that you need to choose yourself. The High Priestess says that you know that you need to choose yourself. Okay, so I know that the Lovers is like, people want to say the Lovers is like fantasy fairy tale, like we're going to live happily ever after, we're going to get married, everything's great. But that's actually not the meaning of the Lovers. The Lovers meaning is actually that you have to choose you and heal you so that you can come into union whole, right? So it's in your challenges or obstacles. So you're struggling to choose yourself, but Spirit says, ooh, my camera's messing up. Don't do it. Stop. Stop doing that. It's glitching. You see it? Have mercy. The High Priestess is inner knowing. You know that you need to choose yourself. You know that right now you're not whole. Taurus, you know that right now there's something within you that needs more love and more care. The moon is telling me that it's your emotions, it's your feelings, and you could be fearing something. You could be fearing that someone's going to walk away or someone's going to leave. The Fool is here. The Fool says you need to have faith in a situation. Maybe you need to take a leap of faith. The Eight of Cups, we have the Seven of Pentacles. Seven of Pentacles says be patient. So maybe you think that someone is leaving and maybe you need to have patience in a situation, or maybe you're trying to walk away from something and spirit's going to give you like maybe someone will have patience with you. Queen of Cups is on the bottom. So for Taurus, I feel like what's happening here is your emotions. Queen of Cups, again, you need to choose you. Self-care. So it's like you're depleted and you're pouring your depletion on everyone. Let's talk about that. Okay, Taurus, when we have a cup, right? And when we self-care, we fill our cup. And when we love other people and we take care of other people, we pour our cup over them. And when we're depleted because we haven't took care of ourselves, or we haven't fixed ourselves or healed ourselves or self-cared with ourselves, we're pouring our depletion on the people that we love, right? So that's what's happening with Taurus. You need to choose yourself. Choose yourself so you're not pouring your depletion. What does depletion look like? Depletion looks like short-fused, short-tempered, fights, bitchy, crabby, that kind of stuff. I didn't mean to curse. All right, adjustments are required. Third quarter moon. Let's pick one more. You could be dealing with an Aries, the Fool card. You could be dealing with a Gemini, the Lovers. New moon in Leo. Unleash your creativity and step into the spotlight with confidence. Creativity, confidence, and self-expression. It's going to be something about the self-expression. God, my butt is going numb in this chair tonight. New moon in Libra. Set intentions for, this is it, ready? Set intentions for balanced relationships and harmonious interactions. Balance, relationships, and harmony. All right, I'm going to leave it right there. I hope that reading was helpful. All right, Virgo is next. Virgo is my third house. So how I think, which just means I overthink. Do y'all overthink or have obsessive thinking? Who is that? Is it a Bieber? Is it the Timberlake? Who is that? I watched this movie, y'all. I gotta tell you about this movie. I watched this movie with Justin Timberlake. Dang it! What is it called? Oh no! That's so frustrating. Total brain fart. It was such a good movie. It was a 2011, I want to say, Justin Timberlake movie. Um, In Time. It's called In Time. That movie. I watched it a couple of days ago. Absolutely freaking amazing. And action packed. I'm not big on like action movies because normally they're dumb and they're just like shooting. This is like a sci-fi thriller that's action packed. So there's like a plot there. You can think, you know what I'm saying? Like there's actual, storyline to the movie. You know what I mean? Um, she says, yeah, it's definitely overthinker over here. Same. But it's called In Time with Justin Timberlake. I can't remember who the girl was in the movie, but amazing freaking movie. And for the one who told me about the movie, thank you very much for telling me. All right, let's get started with Virgo. Let's timestamp 134:05 because I seen it. Remember, Virgo, I'm looking at the week of June 28th through July 4th. Let's pull out What is your energy of the week coming in? I'm using just regular old Rider Waite tonight. The Hierophant comes out. Taurus energy. Spirit comes in. Spirituality. Just heard the word religion. The Hierophant is, I mean, I guess it could be. All right, challenge or obstacle, Knight of Swords, Five of Wands, and potential outcome is going to be the 10 of Pentacles, getting what you want. So you are leveling up. You may need to stay quiet this week and not tell everybody something or like what you're doing, Virgo. Spirit steps in this week. It is a very spiritual week for you. I do feel that your challenge or obstacle is some type of breakup, freedom, liberation, getting free from something. It's very challenging for you. Five of Wands says that this is challenging, but it does say you've prepared for it. You're mentally ready for it. And Ten of Pentacles says that you achieve it. You get everything that you want. All right, let's pull some guidance for Virgo. Let's see if we can figure out a little bit more information. What is this about? Nine of Pentacles comes out. This could have something to do with like financial independence. You could be like starting your own company or saving up for something, or I just heard like get in the bag. I don't know, something like that. Knight of Swords says that you need to break free from something. This could be like a thought, like I can't do it. I don't know how. It's not for me. It could be like a relationship. Maybe something's holding you back. The Strength card comes out. So it's like whatever you're having to break free from, you're really having to like dig deep. Leo energy here. But you're having to like, see how she's sticking her hand in the lion's mouth? Like you're really having to like gain the courage, dig deep to break free from something that's holding you back. All right. Five of Wands says it's challenging, yes, but you're actually prepared for it. Eight of Wands says it's going to happen very quickly. And then the Eight of Pentacles comes out through Ten of Pentacles. Again, I feel like this has something to do with finances, money, financial independence is what I'm getting here for Virgo. Eight of Pentacles says stay focused, dedicated. I was talking about how Virgo is my third house and it causes me to have like obsessive thinking or overthinking. All right, two cards come out. Moonology Oracle, a time to give rather than take, new moon in Virgo, and your hard work is paying off. I love that. New moon in Capricorn. Guys, we do have the full moon in Capricorn. It's coming in on June 29th. All right, we have two cards came out of the Moonlit Legends. Full moon in Scorpio, let go of the past pain and embrace your personal transformation, stepping fully into your power, release, renewal, and empowerment. And you also got waning crescent moon, Virgo. It says a time for introspection and rest, preparing for the new cycle. Rest, introspection, renewal, and preparation. All right, I'm going to leave it right there, Virgo. I hope that reading was helpful. I think there's something about like, don't overthink. Don't overthink. The accomplishment is already yours. You've already done the work. Something you've done the work for, Virgo, could pay off this week. All right. Hey, next it's time for Capricorn. Vanessa is our resident Capricorn. I have Capricorn 7th house. Where is Capricorn? Let me know in the chat. Drop it in the chat. Where is Capricorn for you? I've almost drank all of my cucumber water. Twelfth house Capricorn. I have 7th house Capricorn. Ooh, you have 12th house Capricorn. Your sun is in your 12th house. Really? That's badass. If your sun sign, and there's no rule to this, this is just my Rosa brain, okay? If your sun sign is in your 12th house, oh, 11th house, I got you. But if it was in your 12th house, if you have a sun sign in your 12th house, okay. God walks with us every day. Source is with us every day. Source is inside us. It can't leave us. But if you have a sun in your 12th house, you see God everywhere you go. As the rest of us have to look for signs and whatever, people that have their sun sign in their 12th house, they see God everywhere. All the time. All right, Capricorn, 139.59. Guys, I'm going to put timestamps in, but I may not do it until morning. All right, here we go. Capricorn, June 28th through July 4th. Energy of the week. Ooh, we have 5 of Cups coming out. Oh. The facial expressions on TikTok. That was like a punch to the gut. All right, Rosa, find the positive. Okay. Damn. Okay, so this week is about alchemy. This is alchemy for Capricorn. Okay, so you know how most readers come out, well, no, I shouldn't say that. You know how some readers come out and they're like, oh, life is great. You're going to win millions. And this is the week that you find the love of your life. And $100 bill is going to fall out of the sky. And you're just going to catch it with your tongue. I don't know. Okay, so you're not going to find that here at PLR, okay? Because I read tarot and I just, I don't sugarcoat, right? I try to give it a positive spin, as positive as possible, but I'm not going to, like, you know, sugarcoat. I'm not going to come out here and tell you everything's great and you have no problems and yada, yada, yada. The 5 of Cups says everything's not great and you've got some problems. But the problems have already happened. So this is more like, do you stay stuck in the loss of something? Okay, so on 5 of Cups, you'll notice that there's always 3 cups that are spilt, and then there's 2 cups that are standing upright. The 2 cups that are standing upright are alchemy. That's what that means. The 2 cups that are standing upright are alchemy. You've alchemized something. That means that you've went through great loss, and you've gotten through it. So this great loss is not happening this week, Capricorn. You've already went through this great loss. But this week, you could be shown how maybe you tend to focus on the loss instead of focus on what you got out of the situation. What did you gain from the situation? Was it courage? Was it love? Did you get to love someone for a period of time? Did you get to experience something that you wouldn't have experienced? You see what I'm trying to say? So find what you're going to alchemize from the situation. Did you lose something? Yes, absolutely. But you gained something: strength, courage, intelligence, wisdom. I don't freaking know. Find what the alchemy is. Find what the positive is, and then focus on that and hold on to that. Like, don't focus on the loss. Like, that's just going to keep you stuck. It's not going to help you do anything. And not only that, but this card, this 5 of Cups card that we see, that we're like, punch to the gut. If you look at this card, it always shows a bridge and like a little town in the picture. And the reason is because what you're alchemizing is what you take with you into your future. So you can stay stuck looking at what you've lost, or you can decide that you're going to alchemize, take that positivity, the strength that you gained from the situation, the wisdom, whatever, the love, whatever, and move forward into where you're going next. You see what I'm saying? It's your choice, Capricorn. It's your choice. All right. Let's look at challenge or obstacle. Challenge or obstacle for Capricorn. We have King of Swords. There's something about your communication that you're struggling with. Something about being authentic, vulnerable. You don't want to be vulnerable. I don't know what to tell you about that. Get over it. All right, let's look at lesson learned to help you with that challenge or obstacle. The Magician. As above, so below. Turning the tables. As within, so without. That's it. All right, you're stuck in a loop. Okay, let's say this is relationships for somebody. I'm going to use myself as an example because remember I said that Capricorn is my 7th house with relationships. So let's say I got into a relationship and then I broke up with this person and I'm not in this relationship anymore. And now all I can focus on is the loss of this relationship. And so now I refuse to be vulnerable or talk to people or even admit that like I may have done something wrong, because it's like I don't want anyone to be able to hurt me anymore. So I'm just gonna like close myself off. Like you can't talk to me, you can't get to me, you can't see me, that type of energy. And then I'm wondering, why am I stuck in this dark cycle? Why am I stuck in this darkness, focused on this loss? Why can't I manifest a better future? Why can't I turn the tables around? It's because the inside is dark. So as within, so without. Inside, the confirmations, inside, you're focused on the loss. And that's why on your outside, all you're seeing is more loss. So instead of focusing on what left you or what's not there anymore, or what you left, focus on what you gained from that situation. And that's how you're going to turn the tables. And that's how you're going to get the achievement. That's how you're going to get the victory. This is the week, Capricorn. Bottom of the deck, Death card, Scorpio energy. You need to really put an end to this 5 of Cups energy. You need to find the positive and hold on to that. You need to stop focusing on the painful part. I'm not saying ignore it. I'm not saying don't pay attention. Heal from it, but don't sit there and linger in it. You know what I mean? Like, what the hell? All right, let's look at it a little bit more. Capricorn, let's get some guidance. That 5 of Cups, please. The Emperor, take control. Take control. This is your life. You're writing the book. You can choose to stay in sadness and be like, I can't get in another relationship because they all are hurtful and painful. Or you can write the book and say, I'm going to manifest, I'm going to heal, I'm going to be truthful and authentic, and then I'm going to draw somebody to me that is also truthful and authentic. You see what I'm saying? Take control. 9 of Cups, divine wishes being granted. If you want your wishes to be granted, if you want to be able to manifest the life that you want, you're going to have to open up, be vulnerable, be authentic, and tell the truth. And you're going to have to tell the truth about your story. And that's challenging for you because maybe you're living in a, like for you, your story, like maybe you keep telling yourself, okay, again, let's use relationships. Maybe you're like, I always choose bad people, so or hurt people. So I'm just not going to get in a relationship anymore. So that way I don't get hurt, right? Maybe you're telling yourself something like that. I think for some of you, this is about being open and honest about what happened to you and what you're going through. Maybe this is even about being honest with yourself as well, so that you can get what you want. The Magician, we have King of Swords, King of Swords. You have 2 King of Swords, 2 different Rider-Waite. God is telling you as clearly as possible, stop hiding. Stop hiding. Open up. Be honest. Tell your story. I don't know how to. Somebody's in denial. It's not denial. Someone doesn't want other people to know their failures or their mistakes or their delays or their whatever, and so they're hiding it. They're trying to portray that they're this more like, I don't need a relationship, I don't need a man. Or they're trying to portray like, I do no wrong, it wasn't me, it was them. You know what I mean? It's something like that. Something like that is King of Swords. It's like that's what needs to change. in order for you to be able to change your outside circumstances. You're going to have to change inside. You're going to have to be authentic, vulnerable, and truthful to yourself. This is to yourself. All right, Six of Wands says you are. It's a victory. Oh my God, look. It's a big victory. It's 10 of Cups. 10 of Cups, happy home, happy family. This is a huge victory. You finally decide to take accountability. It's accountability. King of Swords is accountability. You finally decide to take accountability in a situation so that you can alchemize, take the positive, and move forward. That's beautiful. All right, Capricorn, let's pull some guidance from Moonology. Expect powerful changes. New moon eclipse. Guys, eclipse season starts next month. Bring love into the situation. It's new moon in Aquarius. Let's pull some moonlit legends. And we'll close it out for Capricorn. New moon again. Guys, we just had that Gemini new moon as well. That could be significant. Something could have happened around that Gemini new moon. Gemini is the twins, the lovers, right? It's also messaging communication. A fresh start, a moment to set intentions and trust in the infinite possibilities ahead. Let your inner voice guide you forward. New beginnings, intentions, infinite potential. Harvest moon on the bottom, a moment of fulfillment where efforts culminate in abundance. Reflect on your journey and express gratitude for the rewards you've earned. All right, I'm going to leave it right there. I hope that reading was helpful for Capricorn. Guys, please make sure to hit that like button for me, tap the heart button for me, all of those good things. Guys, if you're new and you're just coming in and the readings are pulling at your heartstrings, make sure to hit that follow button. Join, follow, subscribe. You know, we're on all the places. All right, guys, we're gonna go to the air signs next. So Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Aries trying to pop out with the Emperor. Gemini maybe needs to take control of a situation. All right. Shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. How we doing over there on the TikTok? The TikTok? I'm hungry. It's a long live. 2 hours. We still have air signs. Today's sister's birthday, y'all. Everybody say happy birthday to my sister. Say happy birthday to my sister on TikTok. She is living in fantasy worlds on TikTok. But she's my moderator, so she can see you everywhere. So say happy birthday. Happy birthday, sister. We love you. All right. I feel like I have a zit. Ugh. Sarleva. She says, I'm back. Vanessa says, happy birthday, sister. I do. I feel it. Like I feel it's breaking out. It's that time, too. I feel like I missed it. I'm late. I'm old, y'all. Don't worry. But yeah, my face breaking out. Great. All right. Gemini. 153.18. That's a weird time, but we're going to write it down. 153.18. 15318. All right, Gemini. This is for the week of June 28th through July 4th. June 28th through July 4th. Let's see. What is your energy coming in for the week for Gemini? When I see you again, it's playing right now. All right, so the devil card comes out, and it is going to be karmic energy. It is going to be It's a box under my table that tipped over and touched my foot, and I about jumped out of my seat. It's a scary energy. I don't know. I don't know how to. I hate that too, because I shouldn't say I hate that. Okay, I dislike that. Because again, tarot is a tool. It's supposed to be here to help us. The devil card is one Capricorn energy. Not all Capricorns are bad, right? But it is also the two people bound at the feet. It is the fiery hell. It is the need to break free from something that's trying to hold you back or pull you down. All right, let's look at challenge or obstacle with this devil energy. Ace of Wands. So whatever you're going through, Gemini, I mean, one good thing you could tell yourself is this is fated energy. So it's like your soul chose to go through this experience. So most likely you're breaking free from something that's toxic or unhealthy, and your soul chose to experience this lesson in this lifetime, right? Like that's kind of what I'm getting here. It's in your challenges or obstacles, because that's a very hard lesson to have to learn in this lifetime. All right, let's pull lesson learned to help you with that challenge or obstacle. We have Six of Pentacles. Thank God, right? Thank God. And God is different for all of us. Like when I'm talking about God, I don't mean like God, like in your Bible, God. I don't know how it's source. I don't know how to say that. But anyway, I think that you're going to get some help. I think you get some help. It could happen this week. It's going to help you balance things back out, whatever it is. Someone could feel, okay, so notice on the Six of Pentacles, there's two people. One person is getting the Pentacles, the other person is not. So a lot of times, sometimes with the Six of Pentacles, it's this energy like someone feels like they're getting gypped or like they're not getting theirs. I do feel like you're going to cut something free, and that could be like why somebody feels like they're not getting something from you. All right, let's look at the potential outcome. We do have a Tower moment coming out for Gemini. Four of Wands is on the bottom. So again, can't sugarcoat. You're going to experience a Tower moment this week. A lot of times I'll come out and be like, oh, this Tower already happened. This is your potential outcome. It's falling in that position. So the Tower will happen this week. I like to say potential outcome because this is tarot, but I promise you. So when it happens, just message me and be like, hey, Rosa, you was right. Okay, so Tower moments are when something shocking or surprising happens. Tower moments happen when you refuse to move an obstacle out of your way. So when something is slowing you down or holding you back and you refuse to move the obstacle and you try to ignore it or go around it or something like that, it's like lightning strikes and God's like, nope, boom, Tower moment, right? So what I would say for this week is, one, it's fated. You're going to come out on top of the situation because your soul wants you to learn something or experience something in this situation. But two, it's going to be shocking and surprising. You see the people like jumping from the tower while it's on fire, right? Gemini, again, shocking and surprising. And like people could be departing something, right? And all of this has to do with financial security. Four of Wands, 11. All right, let's pull some guidance. The Devil card for Gemini. What are you breaking free from? What are you breaking free from? The Chariot, Cancer energy. Spirit says, go quickly, do it quickly, move quickly. That's what it is. Move quickly. All right, Ace of Wands, fate. Three of Pentacles, teamwork, partnership, respect. This has something to do with respect. Six of Pentacles, we have the Hierophant. So the Hierophant is what comes in. So Spirit is what comes in and brings that balance. So if someone feels like they got gypped or they didn't get something, like this was chosen by spirit, right? Chrissy says happy birthday to sister on YouTube. All right, so 5 of Wands comes out. Gemini, it's a challenging week. I can't be like, oh, your week is sugar coated and everything's great. No, you're going to have some challenges. You're going to deal with some towers. But Spirit says you're ready for this. You're prepared for this. This is not 5 of Swords. We could have seen 5 of Swords in the same position have the same meaning. 5 of Swords, they're killing each other. 5 of Wands says you've trained, you've prepared, you're ready. You know what you're doing. You know what needs to be done. Is it hard? Yes, but you know what needs to be done. Knight of Wands says don't be reckless. All right, let's pull some guidance for Gemini from the Moonology. This is going to help with your thoughts and emotions. Ooh, so much. Emotions are running high, clearly. Look at the bigger picture. That's what's going to help you. Look at the bigger picture. So as you're going through that tower moment, look at the bigger picture. Pause and look at the bigger picture, Gemini. All right, full moon in Aquarius. This is it. This is the moon, y'all. Ooh, this is it. This is the July 29th moon. Connect with like-minded individuals and pursue collective progress. That's also that 3 of Pentacles. You're going to have to surround yourself with like-minded people who respect you, Gemini. All right, I'm going to leave that right there. I hope that reading was helpful. All right, Libra is next. We're almost done, guys. We have Libra and Aquarius left. I'm kind of excited. Sister got some custard. She didn't want cake for her birthday. She's not a big cake person. I'm not a big cake person either. But I like to do the cakes for all the people, you know, on their birthdays. It's just been that way my whole life. But Star Lova says happy birthday. I love you, ladies. But she decided she wanted custard. So I'm really excited. We got, what was it, Sister Freddy's something, I forget what it's called. Ooh, Libra. I just seen 8 of Swords and 10 of Pentacles. Shit. So it's like you're limiting yourself on what you can achieve. You're limiting yourself on what you can achieve. And I burped. I needed to lose you to love me. It's playing. Libra, you gave your love to someone. You gave all of something to someone, and they didn't give it back in return. And it took you a long time to realize that they weren't going to give it back to you in return. But when you finally did realize that they weren't going to give it back to you in return, you chose yourself. And probably for the first time. All right. Let's timestamp 202:44. 202:44 for Libra. We're looking at June 28th through July 4th. June 28th through July 4th. All right, just some regular rider weight tonight. Easy cheesy. Let's see what comes out for Libra. Energy of the week. We have King of Wands, courage, passion, excitement. Libra, challenge or obstacle. We have 10 of Cups. This is happy home, happy family. There's a family. There's a love situation and a home situation. I felt it before I even turned the first card over. All right, let's pull lesson learned to help you with that challenge or obstacle. We have 4 of Swords. There's a redirection. And there's also like a time of healing that's happening as well. All right, potential outcome for Libra. We have Queen of Pentacles. You're going to have to take charge. You're going to have to take charge. The Hermit is on the bottom. You're going to have to take charge of your finances, your money, your material things, your home. Your home. Ten of Cups, your home. You're going to have to take charge of your home. All right, let's pull some guidance. King of Wands says you're going to need courage this week. Let's see how Spirit expects you to find that courage. You have King of Cups. You're going to stay calm. You're going to keep your emotions calm. 10 of Cups, happy home, happy families, and your challenges or obstacle. You're going to have to alchemize. You're going to have to let something go. You're going to have to understand that something is lost. It's done. It's over. And you're going to have to take what's left and move forward. 4 of Swords says that you have a redirection. You've been redirected. This is going to be a time of healing. Look at that. 2 different Rider-Waite, 2 different 4 of Swords. You are being redirected so that you can heal. And then Queen of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles. This is the new beginning that you're looking for. You're going to have to take charge of your material things, home, car, money, stuff like that, so that you can have a new beginning, a new start, a clean slate. All right, Libra, let's pull Moonology. We have communication is key, new moon and Gemini. And your dreams need a practical plan. It's full moon in Taurus. You could be dealing with a Taurus. And then let's pull out one last guidance card. Reflective gibbous moon. Reflect deeply on your progress and prepare yourself for the final surge towards your goals. Yes. All right, I'm going to leave it right there, Libra. I hope that reading was helpful. Challenging week for Libra, but definitely choosing yourself. So challenging start, but beautiful outcome. Uh-oh, I forgot to hit the do not disturb, and my take my medicine is going to start screaming at us. It's all right. We're almost done. Last one, Aquarius. Woohoo! Look at that. 2.5 hours. TikTok's going to love me. Okay, here we go. Aquarius. Let's do 20648. 20648. We're looking at the week of June 28th through July 4th. Let's start out energy of the week. Remember, you have Capricorn full moon and Mercury retrograde happening this week. You also have Mars, Gemini. There's a lot going on this week. That's why we called it the Cosmic Twister this week. Aquarius, if you missed my Tuesday night live where we talked about the astrology, you may need to go back and watch that. Okay, 3 of Wands is here. 3 of Wands says that you're going to have to take important action towards your future. This is the week that you take important action towards your future. 2 of Pentacles says that you've been feeling stretched, or like you can't get your footing, or like you're being pulled in too many directions, or like there's not enough of something to go around. That's probably why you have to take this important action this week, right, Aquarius? All right, lesson learned. We have 7 of Pentacles. 7 of Pentacles says be patient. It's not be patient, because Spirit's asking you to move right now, but it's don't act, help me speak English. Don't act hastily. Thank you. I don't even know. I don't use that word. Hastily. It's a word. But like, don't be quick to take action. Really think things through. And then potential outcome, we have the Hanged Man. I think Spirit's asking you, okay, so normally Spirit's like, when we see Pisces Hanged Man, it's like you need to get out of your headspace and you need to get into your heart space so you can manifest. That still may be possible, but I think Spirit, and you may be you're dealing with a Pisces, but Aquarius, I think Spirit is saying, get in your headspace so that you can think something through before taking an action. That's what I'm getting. Get in your headspace so that you can think something through before taking action. And you may even like lose something if you don't like think it through before you take the action. All right, Page of Wands comes out. 3 of Wands. Page of Wands is spiritual awakening. So the action that you're taking has something to do with like your spiritual awakening, your spiritual path, your spiritual journey. Two of Pentacles, feeling like there's not enough of you to go around. Page of Pentacles is like you're going to get a new offer, a new beginning. This is helping you start over. Seven of Pentacles is here, and it's like, again, don't act hastily. Four of Cups is here. Four of Cups is about holding on to something really tightly. Spirit could be telling you to just kind of like keep yourself grounded at this time. That's kind of what I'm getting. You're going to have to let go of the idea that something is going to happen quickly. That's also what I'm picking up. And then the Hanged Man, I feel like you're dealing with a Pisces. You got the Three of Wands again. Remember, we started out with Three of Wands and the other Rider-Waite. So two cards that match. I think that you're taking action towards your future. And I think that this week, Aquarius, Spirit's asking you to really think something through before you take that action, which really makes sense with like Mercury retrograde and the Capricorn moon happening all at the same time, right? All right, let's pull some guidance for Aquarius. Moonology Oracle. Guys, the Moonology Oracle and Moonlit Legends over in my TikTok shop if you want to check it out a little bit better. All right, nothing will come of the situation. The Void of Course Moon popped out, which is funny because that's the card I see when we're overthinking something. But I think Spirit's wanting you to actually like really think something through this time. Meditate and contemplate. Thank you, Spirit. Big confirmation there as well. All right, let's pull one last card to close out the night. Aquarius guidance. Definitely needing to think something through. Don't be hasty this week. New moon in Cancer. Focus on creating emotional safety and nurturing relationships. I believe that is what it's going to be about. All right, I'm going to leave it right there, Aquarius. I hope that was helpful. That's it, guys. That's all 12 signs. Thank you so much for coming in, hanging out with me, listening to me eat cucumbers, watching behind the scenes on TikTok with no makeup. I know, right? We're getting there, guys. We're getting there. All right, don't forget, I'll be back Tuesday night, 8 p.m. regular time, and we're going to talk about July's astrology. Next week, I'm also going to be doing the Twin Flame monthly energy reading as well, so keep an eye out for that. Guys, if you're new, make sure that you're hitting the subscribe button. Make sure you're hitting your notification bells to all so that it lets you know when we go live. We are a live channel over here. We live stream, and then, of course, you know, YouTube, I do the shorts, TikToks, we have the little short videos and whatnot. Guys, we're on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and TikTok. So make sure you're following on all the platforms so you don't miss out on none of the things. Thank you all, moderator ladies who came in to help me tonight. I appreciate you guys so very much. I promise to get the timestamps put in. It may not be till morning. Bear with me. I hope the readings were helpful. Thank you, everybody. I'm always, always sending all of you abundant love and light on your journey. Have a good night, everybody. Thank you.